think it's gonna start right now. Let's see. Gotta look busy, bro. I was gonna say, battery can't be dead. I just charged the signal.
It only has.
There it is, man. It's already on.
Okay, it's only things.
On camera, bro.
Let me see. Who uses Bing? Who uses Bing anymore?
Yeah, we're live, bro. So it's
So we should probably not talk about what we're talking about.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and check out the headset. Make sure the volume. Check.
Check. Oh, okay. That's fancy. That's
Upscale.
Upscale. Oh yeah, very upscale.
Just like getting cheese on that burger, man. You know what? Put a slice of cheese on that.
Let me get 2 of them.
Like,
Alexa Giannis. Yeah, dude, you want to fight. I was looking at some of the comments and there's like, she didn't deserve that. I was like, whatever, dude. Shut up. Yes, she did.
you know what you're doing.
Yeah. So anything for San Antonio, right?
We gotta do what we gotta do, man. Let me see. We're gonna go live. I know it's captioning right now.
Yeah, and I still got nothing on this computer. And don't just put me on film, dude. You better put yourself too.
I want to see my laptop, man.
Are we live? I feel like we're live.
Oh yeah. You might be able to check it out through your phone. I know it's on there.
Let me see. Are we doing it?
And we are going live, bro. Go ahead and go. We are set.
Man, I like the politicians. They're fighting.
Oh, I know, in Brazil.
Yeah, dude,
it was over a building, a park permit. That's actually pretty dope, man. I said, man, they should next time. Actually, we're actually live right now. Next time they do the whole presidency, man. I think.
That's how, you know what, dude? I would have loved to have seen Trump and Biden go at it.
Oh man. Yeah, I'd definitely get a media pass.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Spider here, the Fight Card Podcast, being joined by Aaron Suarez right across from me. How's it going, man?
It's going, man. It's going.
Now, it is Friday, December 17th. I know we just finished the UFC recap. As far as our 2 cents, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. Of course, we are here inside the studio, inside the gym, the HOJ Academy. San Antonio, Texas, man. I mean, there's a few things I want you to go over as far as like what's coming up. You know, I know we covered the UFC fight. You know, there's a lot of promotions going out there. I mean, I know a Game Bear Fighting Championship is happening tonight. BareKnuckle Fighting Championship, of course, is going on. We've got Cage Fury Fighting Championship. I mean, a lot of regionals. And we just had another one yesterday, man. It was actually the UFC Invitational.
Yeah.
And that was actually pretty interesting, man. I mean, the whole concept was getting teams or fighters to represent, you know, Legacy Fighting, of course, Fury UFC from here in Houston. And it was entertaining, man. I ended up watching it this morning. As always, you know, I'm old, so I go to sleep early. But
Same here.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. I mean, I know. I think the Team Legacy was the one that took it. You know, there was a lot of draws as far as stalemating and whatnot, but you know, they got the win, man.
Yeah, man. I thought it was pretty interesting as far as getting the different promotions going against each other. I thought that was pretty neat. I like to probably see more of those. Not so many draws, but
No, and then I mean, other than that, I mean, of course, I want you to bring up the local from here in San Antonio. Of course, we had somebody representing Rodrigo Pinero, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And she got the win, man. She went out there. I mean, the invitational was pretty dope. You know, a lot of fighters, grapplers got invited out there, and they were able to perform. I want you to talk about not so much. I mean, opportunity. You know, there's a lot of fighters out there, and you hear the whole term, be ready so you don't have to get ready, and then not everybody goes through that. But I think it's, you kind of have to be, man, especially in this time, with so many platforms, so many opportunities. I mean, some of these guys, like to walk around fat, and that's my job. That's what I do, man. But I mean, definitely stay ready, man, because somebody falls down or somebody can't make it or they got to bail out, then you got to step up and do what you got to do.
Yeah, no, definitely. And not to correct you, but to correct you, it's LFA.
LFA, yes. I apologize.
So we're taking their win away.
You see, and I was going to say this, though, man, because, of course, the whole Legacy Fighting Championship and then LFA, the Alliance, they merged with the RFA. But I was thinking that same thing, too, yesterday. And I was thinking, well, both teams from Texas. But then I was like, okay, well, Legacy's, traveling the States, man. But, of course, Fury UFC, the one contestant that did get the win was Alexa Yanes, man. Of course, Rodrigo Pinero, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Uh-huh.
And is she a black belt? I gotta go back on that.
You know what? I want to say she's a.
Because I've seen her compete as a blue and purple, but
Yeah, no. As far as let me go to her page, man. I believe she's a. Let me see. No, she was black belt, man.
Oh, okay, right on, man. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely she performed well. She got the victory. So, props to her, man. I mean, of course, anything that comes back to San Antonio, man. I keep saying we're kind of the hub for everything, dude. I mean, there's a lot of people coming here, a lot of people traveling through San Antonio. So, of course, it's a great city, man. Just, you got to move to Austin, though.
And you know what? No, I'm going to correct myself, man. No, it's, no, I don't know. I'll have to get with Rodrigo, man. But yeah, I think she's.
Well, I mean, obviously she did represent well, and she got the victory, man. So
it was great.
By all means, bro. Now, I mean, of course, we talked about the whole Derek Lewis fight, from going down tomorrow. The Game Bear Fighting Championship, of course, the card itself, man, it's bare-knuckle MMA.
Yeah.
It's extreme. It's crazy. I mean, they're calling it the most violent sport in the world, and well, in the States at least, But it's, I mean, they wrap their hands with hand wraps, bro. And I mean, for me, I'm thinking more like freaking carpet burn, because that's just gonna hurt. But that thing glazes your eyes, man. That's just gonna tear up skin, right?
Oh yeah. No, definitely, man. At least when they go bare knuckle, right? They don't have to worry about somebody holding onto their gloves.
No,
right?
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna hold on to, man? Heck, fingers. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, but the main card, of course, it didn't plan out the way it was. I mean, I know Rashad Coulter wasn't able to make it, and Tony Lopez, man, a guy that's been over 80 fights, man. He stepped up and he's taking the main event, man.
Yeah, man. 80 fights, man. It's quite a bit of a journey. Right?
No, yeah, for sure. And I know he had commented on it as far as him being a journeyman, and he's I mean, the guy does travel, man. I mean, he does, he has great wins, tough losses, but I mean, how many people are gonna keep grabbing fights every month, bro, or twice a month? I mean, that guy fights a lot, so the fact that he was able to step up and save the card, or not the card, but the main event at least, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, which is a shame, man. I wanted to see Rashad.
No, yeah, bro. And that, the man just got married, so congratulations, of course, on that again. But I'm thinking, maybe just wanted a break. Maybe, I don't know if it was an injury, but either way, looking forward to the new year. And, of course, maybe the honeymoon. I don't know. Who knows? Something happened. But, the guy's prospect, of course, is a former UFC fighter. And one of the things I did want to bring up, though, man, before I forget, because I'm old, so I do forget a lot. But I was watching the Pride versus UFC fight this morning, and with Chuck Liddell and Guy Metzger.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, you know what? That's kind of what the Invitational reminded me of. It's just like the cross promotions. I know back in the day, I mean, we had like HD net fights and Mark Cuban, of course. I mean, he was having Bulldog fights. He was having, all these regional promotions, kind of like what the UFC Fight Pass is doing right now, but they're not doing cross fighting, and I don't think, right? I mean, I don't think, as far as Fury's champions fighting the champion from Legacy or vice versa, and that's what I want to see, man. I want to see
more of that, man.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, if you want to go to the UFC, match them up, whoever wins, get that contract.
Yeah.
But that's something that I'd be interested in watching, man. I mean, who knows if they'll make it? I mean, the fact that
I think it'll get closer. I mean, I think that the Invitational, I think, is one step in the right direction as far as getting this promotion versus this promotion. Because I mean, now I think they're kind of filling out how to get that done, to get those guys on the roster to fight or to grapple these guys, and maybe it's just the logistics of it now. Just trying to figure out how to make sure that the champions fight early in the year, they stay champ, and then at the end of the year they have the champion versus champ. So which would bring in a lot of money for both promotions.
And the only thing I see in this, because it has happened already, even this year, man, is a lot of times fighters that are gonna fight for a title get picked up by the UFC. Somebody bails out and they pull somebody out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they're picking them as they go, but I mean it'd be pretty dope to get it set up like that. I mean, get cross promote them, get 2 titles, and boom, get your contract.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. And you know what? Now it is popping up. So I'm door open. Yeah, see. So now we're listening to ourselves. All right, cool.
And I think that's the alarm actually going on.
Is it the alarm? Somebody here? Lock it in, dude. Lock it up. But they can do what they need to, man. But let us finish the show.
No, for sure. Unless the alarm goes off, because it's actually right here, bro.
Is it?
Yeah. And just so I can say, dude, I came in one day and they didn't tell me about it. So when I came in, it actually started, went off, and when I went in here, man, that thing was, dude, I couldn't hear, bro. Yeah, it was super loud, dude. So I was like, damn.
Damn, dude, yeah. Well, then never mind. Hopefully it doesn't go off.
But let me say this, bro. As far as cross promotions, man, I mean, of course, regional, circuit. I mean, everybody wants to have a champion when it comes to them holding their title, but there's been a few, man, and not that they hold titles in different promotions, but that actually go and fight outside the state, which is probably going to be the closest to cross promoting, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, how would you feel about promotions like traveling through states? I mean, I know was it Titan FC usually stays in Florida.
Yeah.
Legacy Fighting does travel, so that's pretty cool. I mean, they're going to be here in Dallas next year, but getting states to do that, man. I mean, I know it's going to be licensing and everything else, dude. But I mean, I would like to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah, no, it'd be nice, man. Because I mean, you can only get so many fighters out of your state or out of your city. So the better you can kind of expand and maybe try to get some more fighters, or bring in more fighters out of town. But it's I think the one that's really seems like look like it's creeping up is peak fighting.
Yeah, bro.
Because I think we have another guy here from town. Fighting there again, and I know I think the last fights they had about 4 or 5 guys.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Over to Arkansas, so
making that road trip.
Yeah, man. So I mean, it'd be cool. I'd like to see a peak fighting championship coming over here. Maybe do a promotion here. Maybe team up with the local promoter, Chris Lopez. And,
there you go.
and bring some MMA stuff to us, man.
You see, and I hate to compare it to, man, but I mean, it's kind of like back in the day, they used to have the circus travel through, and they had their boxer and they had their wrestler, and they would go against local, but I mean, something like that would be pretty cool, man. I mean, for them to actually be able to travel with it, I know it'd be, financially it'd be kind of rough, but even if it was just bringing title holders and bringing them against, local fighters, man, that are, championship worthy.
Yeah, no, I know there wasn't the Ivies. Well, I think both Ivies, they went to other promotions, then won their titles, and then they brought it back. So, I'm sure they still made that division for a while. So. Oh
yeah, man. You see, and I love stuff like that, man, because it's like, I mean, obviously they're traveling and they're thinking, oh, well, the local guys got the upper hand, and then boom.
Yeah. No, man.
Get the victory. Come back, and I think before he got picked up by the UFC, he actually had like 2 titles.
I think so, yeah.
Anthony, man, and I mean, so he got picked up and he wasn't able to defend them. But I mean, I know the guy took a loss recently, after his release from the UFC. But I mean, he's still a prospect, still looking to bounce back in there and compete.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
And now I'm gonna bring this up, bro, because I know the last time I had asked you about Christmas, man. You got all your presents already ready, or you're still
not even close. Well, you know what? I don't have anything. I don't know what my wife has. So,
just tell her to put your name on there, bro.
Yeah, put my name on there. You know, we'll all be
Love
surprised.
that.
Yeah. Look what you got. I was like, yeah, hey, no problem.
I know, man.
I'm glad I can get that for you, kiddo.
Yeah, how'd you know that? You're like,
hey, man, I just know.
Osana. You see, and I'm actually, I got some work today, but I'm looking forward to picking up my kids. I don't know, my oldest will be out of work, but I'm going to go watch the Spider-Man movie. I know people have been commenting as far as it being pretty good, man, and definitely staying for the credits because they're, of course, they're going to be showing stuff that's going to keep us wanting to watch the next one.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm looking forward to them. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I mean, of course, you know, the whole web slinging and trying to get through. You know, I'd rather be like Superman and fly everywhere, man, because, you know, running out of web, bro. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, maybe, I mean, like I said, maybe we'll sneak in the movie theaters and maybe do the
Facebook
commentary.
Live.
Yeah, Facebook Live commentary on the fight sequences.
They'll play-by-play.
Yeah, see how they're moving.
I don't think they'll mind. I mean, they'll probably thank us later, you know, but
oh yeah,
we'll just make sure and check in, give them a little props.
You know, I think the next thing I want to commentate on a street fight. You know.
Oh, bro, and I was thinking about that the other. Not that I condone it, because I mean that sucks.
No,
but the other day I was like, oh man, like it was a bit of road rage, and I was thinking like, man, I should just jump in there and start talking. Like,
hey guys, this is Spider from the fight.
What we have going on here is a little conflict between, you know, just go in there and start and just practice. You know, hey, why not? But yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. It's just I know traffic's been insane. You know, today's Friday. It's gonna be even worse. And as much as I drive, I hate driving, and you know, I'm trying to get something where I don't have to drive anymore, man, because it's getting pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely, man. You know, with everything there, going back to the fight card for the bare knuckle, for Game Bread, the fight I'm looking forward to, man, is actually Njokuani. Anthony,
yes, bro.
You know, he's always had, you know, great stand up, and he's training out of Vegas now. But it's like, you know, him and his brother, forget his last or for his first name, but I mean, they trained with Pete Spratt in Dallas. Was it under Saxon Janjira? So
oh, that's right.
You know, yeah, they're gonna have he's gonna have some really good hands, some really good stand up, and you know, now he's no gloves, so oh man, it's
man, it's gonna be painful for somebody, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I'd like to see. I don't know if he'd ever be up for it, but Peter Stanley, you know, him doing some bare knuckle stuff, man.
That'd be interesting. I mean, I know the guy was looking for a fight. You know, he's actually throwing it out there, man, and I think he had even posted, man. It's kind of sad that he has to post it up there, you know, instead of promoters trying to reach out and pick him up, man.
You know, I mean, nobody. I think we've talked about padded records before. It's like, you know, you have guys that really can't fight, and they'll fight anybody, no, you know, whatever. They got the skill set to back it up. But then you have guys that are, you know, 13-1, 13-2, but they fought, you know, nobody.
Right.
You know, so, you know, with Peter Stanley, man, he's somebody who, yeah, I'll fight anybody. He'll, you know, do what it is, and he fights top guys, man. And you know, it sucks that he has to kind of not beg, but he has to be asking for these opportunities. You know,
no, for sure, man. And I'm pretty sure, you know, and it goes back to a lot of promoters, man. Not everybody, but a lot of them are trying to save their champions, or they're trying to, you know, pad somebody's record, you know, per se. But it's just, I mean, you know, when it gets to that level, I mean, why would you want to do that? You know, get the two best guys on there and make it a title fight, man.
Yeah, no, and that's you know, I know we've talked about Lopez, you know, doing his own promotion here. And that's what I've really enjoyed about it, and that's what I'm gonna enjoy about what he's gonna be matching up with, man. Because I don't think he does any, you know, any BS. And man, it's just like, hey, you want to fight or not?
Yeah.
And I can get you on the fight card. I can do this or whatever, and I'm gonna match you up with the guy who I think you should be fighting as well. Or well, Bobby Peak will be doing that. But
right.
You know, but yeah, it's, I think the matchups, the opportunities that these guys are gonna get from them, it's gonna be great, man.
Oh yeah, because even I think it was even an XKO the other day they had posted, and they were like, hey, if you don't respond and you don't get everything done within 2 weeks, man, we're moving on. Yeah, and that's true, man, because some of these fighters wait till the last day and then they get mad because the state didn't approve it, and it's like, come on, man. I mean,
yeah,
you know, if you really want to fight, I mean, you got to get the paperwork done, get the blood work done, get everything ready.
Yeah, no, you know, take care of your stuff, you know, beforehand, man, so that way you can, you know, get those opportunities.
Oh, for sure,
man. They're everywhere now.
Yeah, I mean, especially, you know, we're talking about next year, you know, of course. I mean, but like LFA is going to be in Dallas, January. I mean, February we're going to be in what was it, in Corpus?
Corpus, yeah. You got Robstown coming out. You also have that one in Beeville.
Right.
And these are amateur shows, but I mean, it's again amateurs, man. Get on these cards, man. Try to, get yourself out there. Try to start matching up fights. And as an amateur, guys, don't worry about what's his rank, what's this. No, just sign the contract.
Yeah,
fight,
man. Get experience.
Get experience, man. It's amateur. No one cares. Promise you.
No, yeah. You see, and it is experience, man. And I know there's some fighters, bro, and I see them, and they got like 20 plus amateur fights, and I'm thinking, okay, man, that's. Are they that like I'm not ready, or is it them just like, hey, I'm just?
Well, like I said, I've known some guys like that, man, where they're just like, oh, I mean, I'm just fighting just because I want to fight. I'm not really planning on doing anything with it, so it's kind of like.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. I mean, but it's at the same time, it's like, how much do you want to do that damage for free?
No, exactly. You see, and my thing is, how does the state approve something like that? Because it is amateur status, but I mean, if you're like 20 plus fights and you're fighting a guy that's 3-0.
Typically, man, if you got 20 fights as an amateur, you probably don't have the best record.
Well, that too.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, even as a pro fighter, man, you've seen guys where he's 13 and 20, and he's fighting against somebody who's 3-1 or something like that.
Right.
The experience is completely different, but the state also looks at, well, he has a lot of losses, so I think to an extent that kind of evens things out. So
yeah, I mean, and being the media guy, man, I mean, doing this over 10 years, man, like I've been all over Texas, and I've seen some bad matchups, dude. Like, I mean, guys making their debut fighting guys with like 15 plus fights. Mm-hmm. Some guys going in there, or women going in there too, man, that shouldn't be there. Yeah. And but I mean, they signed the paper, they signed the line, and that's it, man. But as a coach, yourself, man, as far as you were coaching and you've actually done fighting, I mean, it's got to be the coach, the fighter, and of course the team saying, hey, you're ready.
It's good to go. And yeah, man. I mean, you look at some guys and they're like, hey, man, I'm in the gym, I'm training, I'm this and that. And you're seeing the progression, you're just like, I don't think you're ready yet, man. Let's go ahead and let's wait till the next one. Or maybe if there's a guy roughly around your same skill set or whatever, then yeah, we can see the fight happening. But you have guys that will come in and they'll train for like a month or so, and like, hey, coach, I'm ready. I was like, no, you're not. Go sit back down, go train.
You're ready for what, man?
yeah. It's not. There's nothing out there for you. And but it's also talking. The gym and the coaches having the relationship with the promoters. Like, hey, man, do you have anybody with the same skill set?
Right.
Because you don't want to send your guy out to the Sharks. You want him to get experience, but you don't want him to just get blasted, because these guys can get really hurt even in the amateur ranks.
No, I mean, for sure, man. And one of the things, and I'll say even back then, because I mean, you said it yourself. I mean, when it came down to when you guys started, signing papers or getting, it was more like you show up and you fight and that's it, right?
Yeah. It's just like, hey, okay, you guys are both about the same height. All right, cool.
You know each other? No? Okay, y'all are fighting.
Yeah, y'all are fighting. Y'all guys get that done.
And I got to bring up Warren Stewart, man, because I've had him here before, and the guy, literally, like, he was at a gym and he saw the flyer and somebody with a promotion was like, oh, man, you interested in fighting? And he was like, yeah, like, and the guy's like, hey, you get paid. So he was like, oh, hell yeah. So he went and,
why not?
and they pit him against Daniel Pineda, man.
Well,
and it was...
Hope you got a pretty good paycheck.
No, man, I got to ask him. I'm not sure how much he got. I think it was for Art of War. Mm-hmm. And I was there, man, and it was painful to watch, man. I mean, Daniel just took him down and just beat him down, basically, you know. But I think it was after the fight, we were at the after party, and seeing him, and I'm like, damn, dude, he still showed up like that, bro. I'll give him props, man. Warren, bro, because he looked bad. I should have put out some shades on the guy or something, man.
But, well, and I've heard stories of him where he'll do a fight one night and then he's already driving to his next fight, the next night. So, heard that. Same thing even with like Deuce King and stuff, So you have a lot of guys that come out and they, they just want to just get in there, and it doesn't matter who. It's just like, all right, cool, I can make some money like this. All right, cool. Then
get a little paycheck.
Yeah, and so hey, if that's your thing, man. That's cool, man. But you want to make sure that you got some skill set behind it.
No, for sure, man. Because it's like you said, you want to at least get paid, man. Because it's like, I know with him too, man. I know I set him up as far as like helping him get fights back in the day too, when he fought for King of the Cage, and I think even fighting for him, it was like in North Texas, man. And he got like 150.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, dude, I could make 150 here. You know, it's like, but I mean, he wanted that exposure. He went out there, he won. He beat a local out there.
Yeah.
But it's just, it shows, man. I mean, even now, like promotions, I'm not sure how much they pay or start off at, and I know it's ticket sales, but you know, a lot of these guys aren't making that much money, man. And I mean, whether it's bad on them because they don't push it, or the promoter because they don't push it, it's just either way, you know.
Yeah, no, and you know, for the amateur fighters, for the upcoming pros, man, you're getting your first fight. You know, get yourself a big following. That's the biggest thing, man. If you can sell some tickets, you know, that's gonna at least get you into the door. Then after that, man, make sure your skill set matches it, because you got the skill set, and then you got people following you, like they're buying your tickets, they're putting your name, you know, as choosing your fighter, like, you know, you're gonna be at least in that promotion for a good couple of fights or whatever. So that's always good for those guys, man. Just get that big following.
No, yeah, definitely, man.
Don't do nothing crazy though. I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, don't hold up a bank and
you know,
send people to your plug into your social media, bro. 'Cause
yeah, man. But that's the biggest thing that these guys have now is social media, is being able to, you know, they got the Snapchat, the Instagram, Facebook, or no, what do we call it? Facebook now? Is it Meta Universe?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that, but
yeah. So
I mean, you got that Thumbtack or TikTok, whatever it's called, man.
Yeah, we'll do some dances here later.
Oh yeah, we'll put them on there.
So,
to get us at least one follower, man.
Yeah.
It'll probably be us following each other, but still, man, that still counts.
yeah, I'll create the count tonight.
And I was thinking about that the other day, man, because I've got probably 5 or 6 YouTube channels, man, and some of them I can't even log into anymore. They're so old, and I said, man, if I gotta go in there and like my own video, man, I'll do it.
Hey, whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. You know, this is the grinding point, right, of what we're doing.
Oh yeah, it'll get better, man. And let me bring up this fight, man. As far as the Game Break Fighting Championship, I know we kind of went through it before.
Yeah.
It's bare knuckle, and I mean, we had talked about the lifespan as far as being active in, you know, something like that, man. I mean, of course, the less damage, the more you're, you know, able to keep going back.
Yeah, perform,
what I want to see, man, after this one is actually them start doing title bouts.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, I mean, if you get a fighter that at least fights even 5 times in the promotion, man, I don't see it going longer than 5. You know, maybe they'll try something else, and it's happened. You know, there's a lot of fighters from their last one that already, you know, going back to MMA or kickboxing. I don't know if it had to do with the whole bare knuckle thing, but opportunity, you know, they're paying more.
Well, see, and that's the thing, man. The whole idea behind going bare knuckle is the fact that they couldn't take as much damage. Well, we're seeing that's not the case.
Right. They're taking damage.
They're taking damage, and then these guys are getting cut up bad. And so the recovery after just a regular fight is usually pretty just, damn, that was a lot, right? And then so you imagine getting into a street fight with an actual fighter.
Yeah.
And you're getting beat up, and he's tough, you're tough, and that recovery's got to suck.
Oh yeah, because
so, I mean, so I wouldn't imagine, and so would it make sense to even have titles? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the reason why I brought it up, was because even, you know, somebody fights 3 times, they get a title. I mean, would they come back and defend it? You know, that'd be another one.
Dude, I mean, it sounds like, at least in this part, it just might be just another step. So, hey, okay, I want to stay active. I'm gonna, you know, do whatever. Maybe just make a name for myself in this type of fighting, and then I'll transition into MMA. And we've talked about that before with you know, guys going to WWE or guys doing other things, and then they're coming back to MMA. You know, again, building that following, that base, you
right?
Know, and you know, creating some type of hype for themselves. So, you know, you have I can only imagine. Yeah, you have a guy, he did bare knuckle, or he did the Game Break, and then now he's like, hey man, now this guy's coming to MMA, or he's coming to the UFC or to you know, what, some other promotions. And it's like, so now he has that kind of that stereotype or that reputation behind him.
Right.
Being tough and dangerous and everything else like that. It's you know, first person that comes to mind is Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
You know, he had the street fighting and he had all this other stuff. So then when he finally came into MMA, it was a big old buzz around him. So I think I don't know if it'd be worth it, man, to have titles there. So. Especially if guys are only doing a few fights, but I think there's quite a few guys that have, you know, done more than, you know, 4 or 5 fights there. I mean, you know, that's been able to kind of keep it. Well, who's that? Little John? Who's that one guy?
From the BKFC?
Yeah, from BKFC. I mean, it seems like he's always fighting.
Well, there's a few on there, man, and it's just, I mean, well, the BKFC, I know they had titles.
Okay.
And the one thing I want you to bring up with BKFC was that David Feldman had actually brought up not so much a retirement fund, but an actual investment fund for the fighters that are fighting, you know, a longer period of time. That way, if they retire, if they stop fighting, they got some finance, you know, backing them up. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna look into that because I'm not sure exactly how that works. I know you're supposed to get so many fights in, but my question too is, I mean, say if you have 8 fights and you stop after 7, then you don't get nothing, right? that won't be good.
Yeah, that would suck, man. Taking all that damage for nothing, you know. But it's again, man. I mean, with all the opportunities that these guys have, whether it's through, you know, bare knuckle, MMA, kickboxing, the grappling, you know, those invitationals, like. I mean, Alexa Giannis, I mean, she had the invite, you know, but before that, she was all over the world, it seems, man, just doing, you know, Abu Dhabi and doing all these different tournaments and just staying busy, you know. So, and then this kind of just fell into her lap. So I'm sure her stock just went up that much higher, especially with somebody who, like, was it Daniel Kelly, you know?
Yeah.
She beat, and then Daniel Kelly, like, she's going to be going against Rose Namajunas. So could we possibly see Alexa versus Rose?
That'd be interesting.
You know,
I hope so.
That'd be nice, man. I mean, again, bringing some more, you know, fans or some more, you know, stuff to San Antonio. You know, especially with depending on how, you know, Kelly does against Rose. But if Rose were to beat Kelly, like, hey, could we set this up? And Rose is the champ, and you know, we all, you know, love her and stuff like that. So, man, that'd be nuts. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. You know, maybe later on in the future, man. I mean, there's a lot of like we talked earlier about the UFC card, man. There's a lot of opportunities. You know, somebody loses, somebody moves out, opens the door for somebody else to step in and maybe even take the belt. But yeah, man. I mean, I know as far as they had one coming up today also, man. It was the BYB, and this was talking about Kimbo, man. Of course, you had Dada 5000, you know, the promoter, and you know he's got his showing coming up, and the thing with that promotion, that it's just with what happened in Arlington, man. They've got that Trigon, and you know where to run, man. I mean, you step in there and you have to stand and fight. So it's interesting, man.
I mean, I had a guy, you know, ask me like, man, it's, you know, how do you get guys to do more action? I'm just like, man, I said, you're asking guys to just stand in front of each other and just hit. I said, then you're not wanting to look for full MMA. I said, you're wanting to see the triad. You're wanting to see, you know, BYB. You want to see bare knuckle. Like, those are the things that you're wanting to see. It's not that. And when I was telling people about the triad fights, like, they had no idea that was even a thing. And I'm like, yeah, man. I said, it was nonstop action. You know, team MMA versus team boxing. That was crazy. And then of course you got the BYB, which is always usually pretty popular on the internet.
No, for sure, man. I mean,
YouTube, it's always flying around, so you got crazy knockouts and just guys bloodied up and you know, taking a beating, man.
Oh yeah, and there's actually on this one, there's actually a couple, I think 2 women bouts
on the BYB.
On the BYB promotion, and it I mean, I know they had the weigh-ins yesterday, and I actually shared it on the group. There's actually one from Houston on there, and I know her coach had actually posted it up, and I mean. You know, I'm gonna stay. I always support local. I mean, when it comes to San Antonio, when it comes to Texas, I mean, the fact, like we mentioned earlier, man, the fact that they travel outside the state to go and compete and you know, make a name for themselves, their team. I mean, it's a good opportunity, man. I mean, you have to take it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, man. Let's see what we have, man. It's the Christina, Stanley, and Santana. You know, one from, was it Dominican? Okay, all right. Let's see what we got here, man. She looks like she was in kickboxing. She's coming off a win, the decision. Not the best record, right? She's 37-13.
Oh, nice.
You know, but
that's in the kickboxing or in the...
It shows all together.
Oh, okay.
But as far as like her pro results, you know, she's won 2 fights in the last 6. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. So she's 2-6 in what they show on Typology, but 37 and was it 13?
Damn.
All together.
She's been busy.
A lot of real busy. And then Christine Stanley, man, 5-3-1. She's coming off a loss. And let me see if there's anybody noticeable, man, on this, man. Not that nobody that jumps out on me, man, but You know, she has pretty, like I said, pretty good record, man. So a lot of decisions. And then in the very beginning of her career, man, yeah, she was killing it, man. She's been fighting since 2012, so she's been around.
You see, and I wanted to.
And then she's 41. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah. You see, and the one thing I want to say, man, is a lot of fighters, and I mean, it just seems like once they leave MMA, or this is kind of like the next thing to do or try at least. Mm-hmm. And so, some of them, they make it to where they stay there. You look at Johnny Bedford, of course, BKFC. Oh, yeah. Grabbing the title and actually, holding it and keeping it, and then still in there, man. But it's just, whether or not they go back to MMA, who knows? That's why I was kind of bringing up the whole title for the Game Bird Fighting Championship, just because it's, some of these guys will never make it back to, or won't go back to MMA. I mean, they might find a home there. I know Johnny Bedford came from wrestling, and of course, made a name for himself here in the regional circuit. I met the guy a few times, man, and a lot of these fighters, and you have too, man. I mean, just being their case side, or just having fighters fight their guys.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to bring up another one, and this is going to be with Khabib, man, his promotion, Eagle Fighting Championship, and of course, he picked up former UFC fighter
Kevin Lee,
with the Motown,
the Motown Phenom.
Yeah, man, and everybody talked. I mean, he's doing the 165. Weight division, and people were like, and I think I forgot who posted it on there, but it was one of the fighters, man, and they said, Kevin Lee feels, he feels great because he started a division for him until Khabib feeds him another Russian at 165, and I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, like, because it's gonna happen. I mean, of course, he's got a bunch of tough guys in there, man, but the 165 weight division, man, I mean, 5 pounds, man, will that make a difference?
Dude, shoot, ask Dustin, man. He talked about this last fight where he was like, yeah, man, it was, tough cut to get down there. It was, I'm training while I'm hungry, and and then still trying to compete at a high level within the gym. So I mean, yeah, I think that 5-10 pounds does make a big difference, man, for those guys. It's it'll hopefully put guys closer to their natural weight classes, right, and what they should be fighting. Because again, man, I'm not a fan for the guys to be cutting weight. You had multiple guys, collapsing on the scale. You had, in the sauna, and that's never good for the internal organs, man. You gotta help these guys out, man. They're already gonna be hurting themselves, getting damage on the brain, getting damage, physically, getting cut up, scar tissue. I mean, you look at Diaz, and he can't sneeze without getting cut.
Oh yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So
giving himself a concussion, man.
Yeah, man. So I think Khabib, adding a 65-pound class, for Kevin Lee, I think that helps him out tremendously. I don't know what his weight cut getting down to 55 was, but I'm sure it's not going to be as tough, right? That just means that he can train maybe a little bit harder. He can, feel a lot more
pack
natural.
Up some more muscle.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's always good, man. And that's the way, like I said, that's the way it should be. But we all know how weigh-ins can get people to, pay for more merch and everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's another experience, and I think we had an amateur show where they did that. They did the 2 weigh-ins. So it was, you weighed in the morning, right? Yeah, that was your official weigh-in, and then you would come back later that night and you would weigh in again. But it was just more for the show and the face-off.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah,
like
right.
So,
okay.
So I've seen that. I'm not a fan of it, especially at the amateur rank, just because it's amateur, man. You're not paying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not.
Let the guy go sit down and rest, man.
Yeah. Just What weight are you at? Oh, 65. All right, cool. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Go get something to eat.
Yeah, dude. There's no reason for that. But I get it.
Oh yeah, and they make a showing of it. I mean, of course, you had the God, and I forgot what you called it, man. When they got the fighters to do the whole Q&A and
the press conferences.
There you go, man. Yeah. And it's big words, man. I mean, I went to community college, bro. So I don't have them in my vocabulary.
Yeah, well, hey, that's still further than what I went to, man. I didn't even try. So.
Damn, dude. and you know what, man? I mean, and it's like you said, it's for business. I mean, of course, promotions, they want to bring more fans in. I know here for the boxing, they usually you got to invite everybody. Bring grandma, bring. Your mailman, hell, they bring them all in there, meet the fighters. And it hypes them up, man. I mean, maybe for the fighters, like we mentioned earlier with the UFC, man, it's a good thing because they feed off of it, and some fighters don't. They just want to, they want to go get something to eat, go home and rest up.
I mean, but even at that, man, I mean, I tell all the young, what's going to happen at the weigh-ins? Nothing. Like, you can't fight. You can't do nothing. So there's no point in trying to get hyped up or riled up or anything like that. Yeah. Just weigh in, do your thing. You're gonna fight tomorrow. You're already gonna fight. So
yeah, true.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of them, and fighters, even in the UFC, they sell the fight because they started a little scuffle, and of course now everybody's like, oh crap, they're gonna fight tomorrow, and sometimes it works in their favor, sometimes it doesn't, man.
Yeah, man. And then I think with what was it? I think it was Kevin Lee, man, where he tried to talk some smack. And
yes,
I'm like,
bro.
You're not good at that, man. Don't.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, leave that to Connor. Leave that to Nate accidentally, where he doesn't realize he's talking really good mess, but he is. And
you see, and I also this about you were talking about Nate Diaz, man. Like the other day, and with him, every time I see an interview, he turns it into a conversation. And it kind of throws everything off, man. But in a way, it's good because he's speaking his mind. Yeah. But him and Nick and Nate, man, they're not good with Q&A, man. But you get them in a conversation, they open up and.
Yeah, dude, and then they open up. But you know what, man? I really did feel sorry for him when for Nick in his last Q&A. He didn't want to fight Lawler, and you can tell, and not that there was motivation to not fight. It was just he's like, I already beat him. I need to be fighting somebody else, and you can just kind of see the helplessness in his eyes a little bit when it came to why he's even fighting this fight. So I mean, it's press conferences. I know you got to do them, but please don't.
Man, and a lot of things too, man. I know on one of the episodes, man, we brought up as far as like mixed martial arts promotions, man. Like I've been there. I've been to the casino. I mean, of course, you watch the fight and then you go gamble. I've been in Arlington, I think it was, they had one in the middle of a NASCAR freaking racetrack, bro. And this was years back, and it's just like people are always trying to find like different ways. Even with what happened in Arlington, with the whole Triad Combat, they had freaking Metallica, bro. And it's, I mean, do they need that? I mean, the card itself was good.
Yeah, I think they just did it just in case the card wasn't good. I mean, but if you believe in the product that you had, which I think they should have. I mean,
it was a good card.
Will it allow other artists to kind of come through? Maybe it's one of those deals, man. But I mean, if you're trying to put on a big old spectacle, I can see why they're bringing Metallica to come in. But I think they probably also could have done maybe a music group that was maybe a little bit closer to the generation that they're targeting. I mean, I don't know. I didn't get to hear any of the the music from Metallica, but I mean, I'm sure it was some of the songs there, man. Enter Sandman probably wasn't. The same tempo or the same beat.
No, you got to put it on Kono. Listen to that stuff, man. It's like oldies.
Yeah, dude. I'm over there at HEB and they're playing Metallica. I'm okay. All right, I can get behind this.
Yeah, and you see, and I tell people, man, everybody's like, oh, you go to HEB, and I say, man, I go for the jams. Before I go to the club for music, now I go to HEB and listen to some good music, man. And that's where it's going, man. But yeah, I mean, as far as the promotions, I mean, a lot of them. Like even like we mentioned earlier, they rely on the fighters to sell tickets to fill up, put asses on the seats, as they say, But in the same sense, man. I mean, back I guess back then, like you would say fight, and everybody's like, oh crap, they're gonna fight. Like people wanted to go see a fight. And now it's because it's everywhere, literally. Like people are kind of like we saw UFC last weekend. Like we don't have to see it again this weekend. And it kind of got watered down, but years back, man, fighters were like, hey, we need more promotion, more fights, because so it's happening, and now it just seems like it's gotten watered down a bit. Yeah. And it's harder to put those main cards that people want to see. I mean, we had talked about a LFA coming through. A lot of local fighters now, in contract with Fury, in contract with other promotions. So LFA coming through, they're gonna get what's left, basically. And not that it's bad. I mean, there might be a couple of other guys out there ready to go, but it kind of takes away from the roster, man. I mean, like the fight in Dallas, I know a few fighters that are on there, and they're definitely up and comers. There's a lot of return LFA fighters, but I'm curious to see what local guys they pick up, man.
Yeah, well, and I think at that point, man, it's gonna fall a lot on that matchmaker doing his homework, seeing what's available, and then also seeing what style is gonna fit. I think the fight with Joe and Chris Kunchik, like I think that's probably gonna be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And it's maybe they're not where they need to be, but if you look at how they're going to kind of complement each other, it would be a good fight. I'd see that. And it's like you can always find good fights somewhere. It's just how do you match them up? Now if you were to put one of those guys maybe against like a top tier guy in that division, well, it probably doesn't work out the same. But Yeah, man, that matchmaker, I feel that's a lot of pressure, and then hopefully they stay healthy.
No, I mean definitely. You're saying that's another thing too, man. Because I know one of the legacy cards that happened, the whole card, like the whole prelims, was all amateur.
Mm-hmm.
So the main card was like 5 fights or 6 fights maybe.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, fighters drop.
Yeah.
You know, of course, you know, injuries. I mean, you know, we still got that whole COVID thing going on. I think we're like to part 3 of the whole movie.
Season 3.
Yeah, season 3. And it's just crazy. But I mean, you know, like you said, if they stay healthy, man, because even with the Fury card, like the one that's happening this weekend or this Sunday, a lot of fighters dropped. Some got bumped up.
Yeah.
And once again, opportunity, man. I mean, if somebody's, you know, they're like, hey, now you're on the main card, you're not gonna say no, right? I mean, you're on UFC FIGHT PASS, so.
Yeah, dude, it's always a big opportunity, man. So. It's yeah, man. So matchmakers, dude, I have no jealousy of them at all.
No, heck no.
And you know, just with the fighters, man, let's get out there. Let's, you know, get some more fights. Stay healthy. Hopefully, you guys are all staying healthy and doing what's needed to be done. You know, so that we can keep these shows going. But yeah, there is a whole bunch of shows now, not a whole bunch of opportunities that fighters can be picky if they want to on who they want to fight for and who they don't, and which hurts promotions. You know, so it's like, how do we get everybody kind of on board, and how do we keep everything, you know, going nice and smooth, so that way we have a whole bunch of fight cards, a whole lot of action, and that'll just leave all the fans happy. No,
I mean, for sure, man. I mean, because, I mean, as a fan myself, man, I mean, I wish I could go to all of them. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard when you get to the regional, like XKO. It's always been North Texas, of course, because they're up there, you know. And some of the guys I know because they fought like in Central or in South, but you know, being able to follow like every fighter, man, that's you know, that's insane, man. And I mean, I'm a fan, like I said, of the sport, but I mean, to be able to follow everybody individually, man, that's just crazy, you know. But with that said, man, I mean, of course, you know, those guys that are watching, of course, listening to the podcast, you have a fight coming up, man. Messages. Yeah. You know, if you have Aaron Suarez message you, man, he's not trying to sell geese, I guarantee it.
No,
maybe he is, bro. I don't know.
Are you? Maybe I'll get the.
You have an old geese somewhere?
Yeah, you know? I'm saying.
But yeah, but I mean, if we reach out, man, I mean, if you have an opportunity or a chance, man, I mean, by all means, I mean, this is it's gonna get more eyes on you. I mean, I've heard it more than once with not just myself, but other media outlets. You know, you interview a fighter, man, and, you know, promoters are like, oh crap, who's this guy? Yeah. Or, you know, what's he doing? And you get fights, man. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Yeah, if anybody's out there, man, that listening or they want to get on, you know, please, let's get you going. Let's talk about you. Let's highlight you. Let's do the best you can. And then on top of that, man, not just the fighters, but anybody else in the community who's doing something for the community.
Coaches, nutritionists.
Anybody, man.
Bondsman, hey, I need, never know, man.
Yeah, you know,
might meet you.
You know, people that are looking to sponsor people. Let's talk about it, man. And I think we also have a wide range of even boxers that we can talk with. We have you know, local gyms. We have just about anything, man. So,
bro. You see,
reach out to us, man.
Yeah, and I mean, the new year's coming, of course, man, and I mean, it's gonna come in strong. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for everybody. I mean, of course, being local, we're gonna reach out to the local community, of course, you know. But I mean, I've got guys in Houston and Corpus, Dallas, Laredo. You know, as soon as they can make the trip out here, man, we'll put them in here. Of course, you know, with the gym itself. I mean, you know, Jacob Landon, of course, the owner. I mean, he's open door. I mean, these guys travel through. They can stop by here when a gym's open and stretch out and get a workout while they're here. Yeah.
No, definitely, man. So, yeah, if anybody's just a fight fan in general, man, you know, hey, you should probably interview this guy. Local gym owner, you know, that you want to create something. I know there's a few gyms here in town that they have some pretty interesting concepts, man. So, yeah, let's hear it. Let's talk about it. So, anything to kind of get this local scene going.
No, definitely, man. And I mean, that's what we're here for. So, of course, you know, you have a story. You have fighters that are coming up. You know, a fighter making a debut, man. I mean, from top to bottom, man. I mean, I want to get everybody in here. I mean, I know there's promoters. I mean, hopefully in due time, you know, Chris Lopez will bring him in. Yeah. Bobby Peak. I mean, hey, we can get him in here too, man. By all means, you know. But the same thing, man. No, and of course we're gonna be doing Zoom also, man, soon. Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna be getting on that. So getting interviews with the fighters that we can't get to, or even local, man. It's hard to get these guys in here, man. And I mean, of course, everybody's. Come fight time. I mean, everybody's training, so even if we can get a Zoom interview with some of these fighters, man, by all means.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then, too, man, I'm usually not on Facebook anymore. I'm more on my Instagram, which is, you know, Ace Juarez 210. So yeah, man, follow me, let me follow you, and let's get something going.
You see, and I'm on MySpace too, man. So anybody still on there, man? By all means.
Yeah, and then I think Mario still has his Tinder account. So
there you go, man. It's for strictly business. Strictly business. Yeah, I'm just trying to recruit. Hey, you never know, man. Some female fighters might be on there, man, fighting here. So
never know, man. Never know.
If you're on there, I definitely want to get the interview. So that's all it is. But yeah, man. But everybody out there, man. I mean, this is going to be one of many. So if you can. Stand the site, by all means, keep logging in. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I mean, Aaron Suarez, man, you want to add anything before we wrap this up?
No, man, just on that last fight card, man, it was just a big opportunity for underdogs, man. A lot of guys came out and did their thing, man. So I think the one thing I really want to take away from these last fights, man, is Juliana Pena. Yeah. Just the mentality that she had going into the fight. She knew what she wanted to do. She was confident what she was going to do, and I think she was confident and also realistic on what she was going to accomplish, man. And that was a fight that I did pick, and I was just like, man, it was really great to see her win, and kind of. Even with Michael, was it Chiezo that?
Oh yeah, bro, busted it, beat himself up, man.
Yeah, just to celebrate.
I think he pulled what's his name? Smolier, or what's his name? Yeah, man, beat himself up.
Just for juicy, man. And, there you go. So it was a really great story. And then even with the main event, man, with again, I had picked Dustin, but Charles Oliveira, like how much he was the champion, he was the underdog, and. That's not something that you get consistently, and it happened, and he was able to put Dustin away. Now we'll see what's next for Dustin, and then I think the matchup is going to be Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje.
Yes, bro.
And I think even now we're picking Justin Gaethje. So it's like, how do you consistently just be the underdog? No matter what fight you're in, man. So, but man, for the guys that are going into any fight, you're an underdog. Hey, man, you never know what's going to happen, man. You can, on paper, it can look a certain way, but once you get in the cage, man, that's what it is.
Definitely.
That's going to be the only thing that really matters. So, continue out there, guys. Keep training, and we'll go from there.
No, for sure. And for the record, man, Oliveira and Gaethje, man, I got Oliveira via submission, but that's just on me, man.
That's just on you. Okay, well, I got Justin by knockout, so that's just on me. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see, man. I mean, we'll definitely talk about it, come fight week. But for those out there, man, I mean, this is the Fight Card Podcast. I am Spida with Aaron Suarez.
Yes, sir.
Till next time, follow up.